This is your sign to stop throwing money at Google and Facebook ads. When compared to other channels, Pinterest ads get 2 times more returns at half the cost of any e-commerce brand. So if you're not using Pinterest ads, you're potentially leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table every single month. In this video, I will show you how to create the best Pinterest ads so you can get this new marketing channel up and ready for your e-commerce brand so you can start generating more revenue and start growing your brand. So I'm going to walk you straight through it on how to build the best Pinterest ads campaign for your brand. So first we need to come down to campaigns and you need to click on create campaign. Now I recommend choosing the manual campaign. The reason why we want to do this is because the automated campaign, there is restrictions on what we want to do. When you're running Pinterest ads, the only 2 things that you really want to focus on is get conversions and catalog sales. Now the difference is catalog sales is going to use your product feed. So if you're on Shopify and you download Pinterest app on the sales channel, you're going to have the product feed automatically integrated into your website. If you're using conversions, this is where you have to manually upload your own videos and images, etc. like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose on conversions here, and what you want to do is name this. So for example, as an agency, we always label things RD, and then we're going to do conversions, and then we may say this campaign is going to be focusing on t-shirts, tops only, so baby dresses for example. Now I like to do like a daily budget. At a daily budget, I would recommend spending $50 to $100 per day on a channel. This is going to give it enough budget to optimize. Let's just do $50. From here, this is basically a way where Pinterest may spend more on a certain day if it believes it's going to get you the results. I am still iffy about this. It works well when the AI is working well, but it doesn't work well when the AI is working well. So for now, I'm just going to untick this, and you just want to click continue. As an e-com brand, your goal should always be to use paid advertising to find new customers. Now we have seen great results with retargeting on Pinterest, but that is standard to see good results with retargeting because of the nature of the business. So what I would recommend is I would always break out a campaign. So I would have a top of funnel campaign and I would have a bottom of the funnel campaign. In this instance, we want to go after new customers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in new customers. Now there's different ways that you could do targeting. So I like to create loads of different ad sets or ad groups. So I like to do different ad groups depending on interest. So I may want to do a broad one, I may want to do a clothing one, I may want to do a beauty one, depending on what we're selling. In this instance, the demonstration of the video, I'm just going to keep everything in one ad group just to save on time. I always like to label things clearly, so we can go on here and we can do interests. Now I would always turn off enable expanded targeting because we don't want to go past what we're looking for. Interest is a really good way to start targeting different people. We can see here all the different types of verticals that we can target. Now we've got brilliant results for our clients who are women selling in the fashion industry. So what you want to do here, for example, is click down and we can start seeing breakdowns of different categories. For example, you may want to go broad, you may want to go really targeted. It really depends on the size of the audience here. Now I would say anything more than 2 million plus is going to be good. As you can see here, this is more swinging to narrow than broad. Sometimes I like to just click on women's fashion overall because what we're looking for is women interested in fashion. They're obviously in the market for women's fashion. They're on Pinterest looking at inspirations, creating their boards. It really depends what's relevant to your business, but I would always choose one interest per ad group. Another thing that you can always do as well is add keywords. Now these keywords are really good for people going into Pinterest looking for things. So you could do like women's fashion ideas, for example, or women's fashion, women's dress, women's t-shirts. You can do a theme, so like keep everything related to dresses, or you can go broad if you want to just be trying to sell different items. Like this campaign, for example, is baby dresses. We may just want to focus on that. So you always want to just break out your themes and keywords to make sure they're somewhat relevant to what you're going to be showing on the ad. So for example, let's just go back for this quickly. Let's say we want to focus on selling dresses, women dresses, for example. So we're going to have new customer, for example. We're going to have new customers. We're going to say this is a women's fashion interest, for example. Demographics, we want to go to pick gender. I like to untick male. Sometimes I like to keep this tick because they sometimes may not be logged in, for example, so I may want to untick it. This is all about split testing. If you really want to be sure, we can just choose women only. I like to choose pick an age because in case you're selling an item that may be more relevant to an older demographic than a younger demographic. Let's just say that our dresses are $150. They may not be relevant to someone who's 18 to 24. I'd always choose the whole of the United States or the UK. Languages, I always like to just focus on English English to make sure that we are targeting people that speak English. Again, I would always target all devices. Browser and tracking you want to keep on all recommended. If you want to, you can add in a UTM tracking. So just go to UTM Builder, for example, and what you want to do is make sure that you label this. So you want to have your url.com, for example. The source is going to be Pinterest. The medium is going to be cost per click, which means paid ads. You can always do ads if you want to. You want to do the campaign name, so it's going to be RD conversion, and then the term or the theme that we're using in terms of interest is be women's fashion. To just copy this, for example, go into here and just duplicate this, and this is going to allow the tracking. Now we want to optimize for checkout. Checkout basically means purchase on Pinterest. Bidding, I would always choose recommended. This basically means Pinterest is going to do the automatic bidding. You can do custom control if you want to achieve a certain KPI. This is very much like cost caps or bid caps or ROAS like targets inside Google. Now there's different things that you can do. So if you are uploading organically onto Pinterest yourself, you can click on select pinned and you can choose from the board, or you can click create a pin where you can upload different images, or you can click on idea pin where you can basically upload a video, for example. For this demonstration, we're just going to click on create a pin. In here, you can basically drag and drop images from your download. I would always recommend to keep the image very sleek, focus on the product, and just have a simple headline. Just having something like this. Very simple, telling the name of the brand, what it is, new, for example, and then showing the picture of the brand. I would do add pin only, just so it doesn't always be cluttering your Pinterest board. For the title, you want to have 40 characters is going to be what's going to be first shown, and you want to keep it relevant to what you're selling. So you may want to say shop the latest new arrivals for women's fashion, and on here on the description you can then just type in what you're going to have on here. So for example, you can say something like hundreds of new tops or dresses. Maybe we want to be a bit more specific. Hundreds of new tops daily, over 10,000 happy customers. Now you can send this to the home page, you can send it to the collection page, product page. It doesn't really matter too much, and all you need to do then is click publish. Now that we published this ad, you can now see that woman is going to be looking on the Pinterest feed. They're basically going to see the shop the latest new arrivals for women's fashion. They're going to see the ad, and then we want to have the call to action is something like, I like to have visit site or shop now, so that they understand what's going to be happening. And then from there, what you would want to do is add 4 more ads onto this campaign, or sometimes 5. I would like to have different variation, and you always want to make sure that you're focusing on a particular thing. So this ad set is going to be focusing on dresses. We want to make sure that we show all new dresses pages, for example. You can see here what I like to create on this ad is how I like to have the naming conventions. So this ad, for example, we would like to do the date, so 03, 07, 24. It is going to be, let's just say ad 1, and it's going to go to the home page, and it's focusing on copy is new arrivals. That's how we like to label the ads. And all you need to do then, for example, is once you built out all the different ads, you just need to click on duplicate ad. You can choose how many times. Let's just say 2 more times. You can come into here, we can get rid of the keywords, and we can come in here, for example, and we can focus on women's fashion. Again, we can come to here, we can choose the different interests. We maybe want to say this one is going to be broad, for example. We just want to target women, and then the next one, for example, could be a different interest. And that's basically how you set up Pinterest ads if you want to be focusing on the create a conversion campaign. I am going to go back to campaign level, and I am going to click on manual again, and I want to click on create new. This time I want to focus on a catalog sales. Let's just name this RD catalog sales US female. We want to do daily. We want to do $50 a day, and then we want to click continue. From here we want to label up the ad group. So this is going to be today's date, new arrivals, dynamic ad. If you're not seeing your dynamic feed show up, go to Shopify, sales channel, Pinterest, and make sure the feed is connected. There may be a few errors in there that you need to fix, and make sure the errors are all solved. From here you want to then select your different collections. I really recommend focusing on collections that you have the most stock in, that which are your best sellers. The last thing you want to do is focus on ads that have 20% of your collection sold out, because the last thing you want to do is be running ads to products that are sold out. So what I really recommend is potentially doing new arrivals or all products. Again, you could do collection ad or shopping ad. For the time being, I'm just going to keep it as a shopping ad, so you can see this is what the product's going to look like when someone's scrolling on Pinterest. Targeting details here, there is 2 ways. So this is basically retargeting. We could do retargeting by saying I want to retarget target anyone that's visiting our website, or you can choose lookalike audiences in this aspect. This is very much website based activity, but you can also then do like lookalike audiences of people that visit your website. So this will be targeting your or cold, depending what you're going for, like website visitors or engage with brand or return customers is going to be retargeting, while creating lookalike audiences is going to be going after new audiences. Or you can click on dynamic retargeting here, which basically means we can do retargeting. What I would recommend is choosing 60 or 180 days and then choosing 7 days ago or 0 days ago. What this basically means, we're going to look at people from 180 days to 0 days. So if you want to do dynamic retargeting, we can show people this. Now I recommend selecting both of these things. Basically what this means is we want to do dynamic remarketing, show that person that product ad, they visit the product page or added to basket. Now this only really works if they opted in to tracking on Pinterest on their mobile phone. If they haven't opted in for tracking, this won't happen. Because I always recommend when you're doing paid advertising, we want to be going after new customers. I'm going to be showing you how to set up for new customers. So all you want to do is continue scrolling down. You want to pick on genders. You can then choose the genders that you want to. Because we are selling a female product in this example, we're going to untick male. We may want to untick unspecified. And then all we need to do here is click on ages. And we know, for example, this product is not someone who's 18 to 24 is going to be purchasing. We want to target the US. We want to target English. We want to target all devices. We want to target on all browsers. Make sure this is unticked because it is important. In this scenario, we want to go broad. We don't want to be doing any targeting. We just want to be showing our ads to anyone as possible. You want to click on conversions and you want to click on checkout and you want to click on automated bidding, and that's all you need to do is then click publish. Very, very simple on that aspect here. And that's basically the easiest way to set up Pinterest ads. I did do a really good tweet back in December 2022 with a client who was looking to spend a lot on Pinterest. So our client spent over $100,000 from June 2021 all the way to December 2022, and we generated over $500,000. We had a 5x ROAS. So you can see here we spent over $100,000 and we generated $549,000 in revenue at a 5x ROAS. So what we did is basically the first thing we did was connect the product catalog feed up, going after new customers and also doing retargeting. So here you can see this is what the top of funnel basically looked like. We spent $45,000 on Pinterest going after new customers, and you can see here the ROAS was a 3.83x, and that generated us $176,000. Now the reason why we want to focus on top of funnel is because we want to drive new traffic into the website so they can opt in the email list and make purchases. From there we did a retargeting. So retargeting is basically we set up anyone who basically visited the brand page. So we spent $41,000 here, and you can see that we hit a 5.77x and we generated over $237,000. And then we created a remarketing ad as well, where we basically spent a lot of money on the bottom of the funnel. We spent $23,000 and that generated a 6.44x ROAS and over $153,000 in revenue. Now one of the biggest reasons why we want to focus on Pinterest ads for this client is because CPMs were ridiculously cheap. It was basically costing us $8.57 for a brand with over $400 AOV to be shown to 1,000 people. This on Facebook is about $80 if I remember correctly. So we had over 12 million impressions for this client in their target audience. The next thing as well is the top of funnel traffic. We basically knew that their email rate submit was 10%. So we knew that all the traffic that we was generating from top of funnel from Google, Meta and Pinterest, we knew that 10% of those people were going to opt in. We basically found that top of funnel actually helped with conversions because 83% of weekly pinners were basically making purchases from this brand. Targeting as well on Pinterest is very, very targeted. It's basically like Google and Meta because you can target the keywords, but you can also use interest based. So something that we was always doing was using keywords like full fashion trends or fashion interests layered as well, or you could do like female winter jacket plus female interest as well, and this generated well over 1% click-through rate, while the average click-through rate on Pinterest is 0.28%. So we're basically showing our ads to a very relevant audience and getting a really good click-through rate with a lot of traffic coming to the website. The other thing that you want to do with Pinterest is you want to keep your ads very, very simple. All you want to do is just keep uploading new ads with headlines explaining what the product is, and you don't want to have too many any fancy elements on the ad because we want to make it look organic as possible. Now, one of the biggest things, this is one from my Pinterest rep, is 80% of pinners have purchased a product because of Pinterest, which is a really big indication that Pinterest is a great advertising platform for anyone who's selling to women, mainly because it's 70 to 80% of that platform is used by women, and 72% of pinners use Pinterest to decide what to buy, and 93% of active pinners said they use it to plan for purchases. So this is really important because a lot of women are actually using Pinterest to build up boards to make their inspiration outfits for home decor, beauty, fashion, etc. like that. What I'm going to do next is I've now just showed you why you need to be using Pinterest. I'm going to be showing you how to build a retargeting campaign. So what you're going to do here is click on manual and then click on get started, and let's just click on new. We want to click on conversions. This time it's going to be a middle of the funnel campaigns. We do the middle of the funnel, we want to do US, and it's going to be female. Again, daily, depending on your budget, we may want to do $30 this time for this campaign. We want to click continue. Now what we want to do here is we want to reconnect with users, for example. So you want to click on select here. Now I would say middle of the funnel is basically anyone who's engaged on your ad or anyone who's visited your website excluding purchases. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on use existing list, and we can say here engage with brand. So we can select here and then you can click add select list. Now if you don't see anything on here, you may need to come down to this section here. You'll need to click on audience insights. We can see what the demographics of people using. So this is another great way actually, if you want to start building out your targeting, you can start looking at what people are interested in. So we can see children's fashion is very high. So 78% of our audience is very much interested in children's fashion, and you can see the different type of interest here as well. Again, you can look at the different types of areas here to see what people are interested in, but this is our brand here. Engage audience, we can see the engage audience, what people are interested in. To do middle of the funnel targeting, what we want to do is we only want to target anyone who has visited the website, have not made a purchase, or anyone has engaged with the Pinterest. Different ways. Sometimes I like to put bottom of the funnel traffic with site visitors, because bottom of the funnel basically means they visited the website, while middle of the funnel basically means they stayed on Pinterest. So what you want to do here is click on use existing list, and then you want to select engage with brand. There may not be anything there, so you need to click on create a new audience list. Engagement, this is basically tag pinners who have engaged with your content on Pinterest. Now we can do different elements for this. Basically we may want to have an include list, we want to have engagement, so we may want to say any engagement actions, or we may want to do optimize engagement. I would say the best thing that I like to do is any engagement actions, and you basically want to label this. So we can do this is going to be engagement pinners. If you want to, you can choose certain ads. I just want to do anyone with this website. I want to create engagement pinners, and I want to click create. This is going to start building up of anyone who's basically engaged with me. We can come down to here, reconnect with users. Let's just say we just want to remove this for now. You may want to create a new audience. To create new audience, site visitors. From site visitors, you want to do site visitors. You can then choose how many days. Maybe say I want to include the last 180 days. You can ignore this. This is if you want to choose anyone who's visited a certain page, but because of ISO 14 and people opting out, I'd rather go broad and keep the messaging broader as such. You can go here, for example, site visitors 180 days, and I just want to choose on the tag and then click create, and this will start loading up. This is basically how you're going to do middle of the funnel targeting. Is you're just going to create a engagers. You can do site visitors as well, and then if you want to, you can come here to add list. You can upload your customer list here, and then what you can do from here is you see what the checkout. So we can come here and we can say we want to exclude anyone who's checked out. So the reason why we want to do this, we want to make sure that our ads who we're targeting on the middle of the funnel are going to anyone who's visited the website or anyone who's engaged that hasn't made a purchase. How you do bottom of the funnel is going to be exactly the same again. You want to do conversions, you want to come here and you want to do bottom of the funnel, which basically means bottom of the funnel traffic. Same here again, you want to come down to this section here. With the bottom of the funnel traffic, you may want to remove this. You want to exclude potentially anyone who's made a purchase. You may want to go to choose site visitors, or you may want to click on create new do audience. From here, you want to do site visitors. You may want to do your tag, and then you may want to add in from here, for example, anything that's related to a product page or the checkout page or the cart page. For this reason, it's a bit complicated. I don't want to be giving away too much information about the client's website, but that's all you need to do there is make sure you choose that section there. If you want to, you can upload your customer list as well. So if you have a customer list, you can upload this, and then you can potentially do a PP campaign, which means post purchase, and start showing your ad to post purchases. So that's pretty much how you build a Pinterest campaign. You want to focus on top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. You want to make sure that you have 5 ads running. You want to make sure the ads that do run get enough spend, 2 times your AOV before making any decisions. And then from there, you just want to keep uploading new ads and making sure the ads that you show are the ones that have stock. The most important thing when building out your Pinterest campaign is you want to make sure that you have variety of different images of different products, like a lifestyle, a product shot, a model shot behind a plain background, and maybe a group photo, for example. And then you want to keep it very sleek, so have like one element, one ad creative over the top of it, or like a headline, just so that people know what the product is when they're searching. Because if you show a lifestyle product, they don't know if you're sending a t-shirt, dress, trousers, shoes. Everything as well with Pinterest is you want to make sure everything's theme related. So you're selling dresses, make sure the targeting is going to be around the dresses and then keywords. If you want to try different audiences, you can. Just want to make sure that your copy is relevant to what you're searching for. Always keep your call to actions very soft. So you want to make sure you keep your call to actions shop now, learn more, or visit store, for example. Ideally with your ads, you want to have video ads that are less than a minute long. We find anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds work best on Pinterest. Basically doing a 360 twirl of the product so someone can imagine themselves wearing that product. And with Pinterest ads for our clients over the last 5 years, we've generated well over $2 million. We've generated over 10 million of add to carts. So we have a new video, so if you want to check that out, that's how to analyze your Google ads results. That's going to help you to get you the best results from your Google ads, and we've generated well over $200 million for our clients with Google ads. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I speak to you all soon.